when it's all said and done, you get sentenced to 7 years for securities fraud.
Yep.
Plus 3 years probation.
Yep.
Now,
Way
the
over.
prosecutors wanted 15 years minimum, and you were facing 27 years at one point.
Retards.
Were you at all scared over this 27
No.
years? Okay, but they wanted 15.
They wanted life, but the reality is the way these sentencings work is they generally kind of look at analog cases, anything that's like in that sphere. Most of the cases, similar to mine, were 2-3 year sentences.
Yeah.
So I got hit a little harder than I should have.
How'd you feel when you heard 7 years?
I expected something like that. I mean,
Okay.
ballpark.
You tried to appeal, it didn't go through.
Never does.
So now you're in prison,
Yeah.
and at one point you get thrown in the hole
Oh.
for allegedly running a company in prison.
I was in the hole 3 times.
3 times.
3 times.
Okay. Were you running a company in prison?
No, you can't run a company from jail. It's impossible.
It's illegal.
Well, it's not illegal. It's impossible. What are you going to do? Go to meetings? Hey, guys.
You can call stuff in. I mean, listen, people run whole drug empires from prison, so.
It's not easy to run a drug company from prison because you have 100 people that work at the company and you can't exactly sign off on contracts or, do anything like that. It's just nonsense.
Okay. So.
I mean, I used to talk to my executives, but I wasn't running a company.
Okay, so you go in 2018.
No, 17.
17.
17.
I think you start your official sentence in 2018. That's when you're sentenced.
Correct. Yes.
Right, you got locked up over the bond violations, then you go in, but then 2018, that's when you start your official sentence.
March, yep.
Okay, and do they tell you, well, federal time is what, 85%?
It's 85. There's other ways to reduce these days. Thank you, Donald Trump.
Okay. So now you're in prison. Then in 2021, you're still locked up. Well, the way it's said is that the government sells the Wu-Tang album. Is that true?
Not the way it works.
So you sold it?
Yes.
Okay. And it was bought by PleasrDAO.
Not exactly. It was bought by somebody else that sold it to PleasrDAO.
Okay. And PleasrDAO eventually bought it for $4 million.
From another guy, yeah.
How much did you sell it for to the other guy?
2.4.
So you bought it for 1.5. So you made $900,000. For you, not a huge deal, but for most people,
Hey, better than a loss. We thought it was worthless.
Okay.
We had booked it around $500K. We would be happy, in other words, if we got $500K for it.
And I actually interviewed People Pleaser, the girl who PleasrDAO was sort of built around.
Yeah.
Because at that time, it was a very interesting time in 2021. The NFT market was going completely insane.
People were willing to pay $1 million for nothing.
Yeah.
Idiots.
Yeah, I mean, listen, the best explanation I ever heard of NFTs was Tyler, the Creator. He said, this is someone who appreciates art, as I do as well. I've owned Keith Haring's and I have Murakamis and so forth. And he said, listen, if this was really beautiful art, I can understand. But it's a monkey in a Supreme hoodie that people are paying hundreds of thousands of dollars for. It just doesn't make a lot of sense.
Never did. It's just mania, tulip bulb mania. I mean, there's so many manias,
Yes.
and this was a mania.
Yeah, I didn't touch it at all. But PleasrDAO did buy the album, but they also bought a lot of other stuff. They bought like the Doge and, the Doge dog photo.
So we're not the most brilliant people on planet Earth.
Yeah. I'm not agreeing with that. I'm just saying they were doing a lot of stuff in that space. And I think Andreessen Horowitz actually put a ton of money into that company.
Friends with Mark and Ben. I mean, they make a lot of investments. Not all of them work.
Yeah, well, a lot of them do, but
No, they're great. They're great investors.
Yeah, I mean, they invested in Facebook. That worked out for them. Now, I know. I've met Ben Horowitz. I've been to his home. Like, very cool guy. So, I'm just going to jump around for a second here. So, PleasrDAO owns the Wu-Tang album since 2021.
Depends on how you use the term own.
Well, they bought it.
Did they?
They claim they did. People Pleaser said they bought it.
What does it mean?
I talked to the founder. He said he bought it.
What does it mean? When you buy
they physically bought the actual album, right?
The box and the CD that has the music on it.
Correct.
I would agree with that.
Yes. You fast forward to June 2024, which is where we're at right now, and you're being sued by PleasrDAO.
Sure. Anybody can file a lawsuit. It costs $15.
Okay. And they claim that you publicly played this album?
Yeah.
Have you publicly played this album?
Absolutely, yeah. Many times before they bought it, during, and after.
Okay. And why are they saying it's illegal?
Because they're idiots.
Okay.
I'd feel bad too if I bought a $5 million album because they paid Silver Rings, our buddy. They paid him another $750K.
Really?
Oh yeah.
I didn't know that.
The guy's just been milking this thing because he can't make a record to save his life, as you've implied. And if I bought a $5 million record that was worthless, I'd be upset too.
Well, didn't they just release it?
No.
No. Well, it's a weird thing where they
unless you can hear it, they haven't released it.
They're going to release it publicly in 2030, but
2103, I think.
Oh, 2103.
Something like that. 2083, 2088, I forgot.
So a lifetime away.
Yeah.
They're going to release it. And for $1, you could shorten that amount by 80 seconds or something like that. So as more people buy into it, the release time gets shorter and shorter. It's a weird concept.
Yeah.
It's a very weird concept.
It's not a good record.
Are you at all worried about this lawsuit?
No.
No. Okay.
No, I think what they're upset about is they bought a coaster. They literally bought a physical artifact. They did not buy any digital music from me. They never asked me to destroy my copy.
Huh.
I sent hundreds of copies to friends, girls, you name it.
Because you owned it at the time.
Sure.
Whatever that means.
Yeah.